Hello and welcome to today's video as we're going to cover Team World Elite, Team We of the LPL in particular. This morning and in the past I've seen on the Discord criticisms towards Team We and trying to pinpoint what exactly went wrong with the team. Many want to mention this roster move in particular, or this player got screwed, or this player got screwed. And oftentimes there is a lot of, I don't want to say miscommunication. It's just inaccuracies with what's went on with Team We this year. The roster has changed quite a bit. Coaching has changed. And we mix up what versions of the teams did what because we don't, we say things without being 100%, knowledgeable of what occurred and the results in which those players may have had. So here we have Team We, spring 2024 outright, normal schedule, summer placements, which I will get into a bit, and then currently summer 2024 and their disaster that's about to be completed in a week here. So first, going into the year, I had them borderline playoff team in spring, 9th to 11th. I did have FPX and Anyone's Legend below them. Those two teams did quite well. RNG and OMG were on the level of Team We, and I feel like that's honestly not that far off as far as that's concerned, but AL and FPX, of course, outplaying expectations. Milky Way doing well as a rookie, and the AL squad. I mean, Krakow actually showed up, and AL are better now than they were in spring. We have to actually, I will take that back about Anyone's Legend. I wasn't that far off. They went 7-9 in spring. They got better in summer, and this is based on before spring. So, Wayward came from Top Esports, where, yes, they did go to regional finals in summer, but he was benched in spring for Qingtian, who was then teamless, I believe, in spring, and then joined Ultra Prime in summer. For perspective, Hung, Team World Elite, coming off of a rookie season. This was his year 2. Fofo, coming from EDG, trying to replace Scout, 1v9ing in summer, in my opinion. Multiple different bot laners. Uzi, if I recall correctly, was one of them that did play in summer for EDG. It was a mess, but Fofo looked very good on the Azir, had many 1v9 performances, and frankly, I think he's average to above average in the LPL. Prince had a great year with Live Sandbox. One split. Let me take that back. One split. Then joined FlyQuest in the LCS, and it was a disaster. FlyQuest, one of those teams that disappoints the hell out of everybody, one of those super teams in the West, and he joined Team World Elite. And Iwandi played with Team We the year before, kind of like Fofo. He was solid alongside Hope. But what I believe was the most important thing was Warhorse, world champion coach, and with Team We last year, he went a total of 15-17 with what I would consider to be a better mid and 80 carry in Shanks and Hope than what he was going in with this season in Fofo and Prince. Now, top lane, Wayward may be an upgrade over Cube, but we have to also keep in mind that, and Bew in spring 2023, but we also have to keep in mind that Wayward was benched the year before with Top Esports for pretty much an entire split. So, is this team guaranteed to do great? No, but it was an average team, borderline playoff team in my opinion. Now, in spring 2024, with Prince, they had a 46% win rate. They would beat Anyone's Legend, FPX, LGD, and Weibo. And you may think to yourself, oh my gosh, those 4 teams, they're really good. And it's like, yeah, but we're talking about spring, not summer. And you have to keep that in mind. The record of those teams was 32-32 overall. I mean, yes, he did beat a Weibo team with Light and Crisp. FPX, Duck Dom Life. LGD, I think it was Kepler in Jinzhou. Might not have even been Kepler. It might have been LPC. I'm drawing a blank if if Kepler played with LGD to start the year. Or Envy. Envy might have been. See, the thing is, LGD have had a lot of different 80 carries the last couple years. A mess in the bot lane duos. And anyone's legend had Hope and Kale. But Prince did lose to OMG, who had Abel, Nip, it was Photic Zhuo, Top Esports, Jackie Love Mako, can't fault him for that. Rare Adam, Asum, and Feather, I believe. Zhui was with Alter Prime, Feather was with Rare Adam. And then Thunder Talk with 1XN and Chow Chow. Yes, because Feather joined. So it's 1XN Chow Chow. And the total record of those losses, 41 and 39. So the teams just barely above average. OMG and Nip were playoff teams. Top Esports as well in spring. Now Stay ends up taking the job and had a 54% win rate after that. So the team now above 500. And when we think about Team Wii for this entire year, this is the only real window of time where we can look and see several series where a player, any one of these players actually, any versions of these rosters with a positive win rate. Beat EDG, IG, RNG, Ultra Prime, and OMG in the playoffs. The record of those teams in spring sucked, 26 and 54. So you could say, yeah, his schedule was easier. That's why he had wins. But he also didn't lose to crappy teams. His losses were to JDG, BLG, LNG. You could argue, there is an argument to be made that those are the three best bot lane duos in the LPL at any given moment. Are they necessarily right this second? Jackie Love and Mako are very good. But you can make an argument that those three bot lane duos are better than Stay and Iwandi no matter what, really. And then they lose to Nip in the playoffs, a team that Prince did beat in earlier in the year. So that happens, right? So Stay, they lose in the playoffs, right? They lose in the playoffs and they make changes. So Prince is teamless. He's let go and nobody picks up Prince. Iwandi, teamless up until summer 2024. So in placements, he did not play. And most importantly, Warhorse leaves to go to JDG as head coach. JDG, a much better team than Team Wii. That's for damn sure. Better in all 5 roles. I think that's pretty safe to say. I don't think I'm going to be upsetting anybody by saying that. So, in placements, they have added a new bot lane, LP and Mark. So, LP comes from RNG, where he essentially was replaced by LWX, who then was replaced by Wanfang anyways. And Mark, who originally started with LNG's bot lane alongside Gala, but then was eventually replaced by Hung and let go. So, they bring these 2 players in. And in placements, we have a situation where they play only BLG, RNG, and LGD. In a meta that really fits LGD with the jungle, carry-oriented meta in the jungle. That's without a doubt. And Hang is not going to match Meteor in any way, shape, or form. Meteor, this is his bread and butter. If you didn't know that, you do now. And that pretty much explains that away. But the fact is, this is Fearless Draft. This is not even the same format as this or this. It's a farce. It's a damn joke that they actually incorporated 2 different formats like this in a season and used this to determine placements for a different, like, at least keep it consistent. And it's a farce. But regardless, so with LP and Mark, they beat LGD and RNG. Okay, but they lost to BLG, LGD, and why do I have Team Wii on here? Maybe he lost to Team Wii with... No, he didn't. Something's wrong here. BLG twice is probably supposed to be there. That would make sense, wouldn't it? It would make sense that they lost to BLG twice. Because they did lose to RNG, they went 2-4. So with Abel, they lost to RNG. So Abel, one series. So when we go from placements to summer 2024, why not make a change, right? Because Abel, we definitely figured out how the team's going to look with Abel in it now alongside the jungler and Hang, right? So Hang is out and Yan Zhang is in. So Yan Zhang, comes in. An academy jungler, rookie, and coming into a disaster, as far as I'm concerned. A team that's now went through, they're on their fourth different AD carry, and their second support, and their second jungler, second coach, in a matter of a year. Now this is just a mess. It's a mess, and they go in, and now they're in the lower bracket. And they're playing teams that theoretically they should be better than, right? 9th through 11th. This team is a different squad, but I would say Abel and Prince are pretty close, and Mark and Iwandi are pretty close. But the coaching change is massive, and the jungle change is massive. You've went from a guy that was, we had people in Discord believing that Hang was like arguably top 10 in the world. They thought he was better than Tien or Tarzan. I forget which. Somebody in the Discord really doesn't like those two junglers. But regardless, even the thought that crossed someone's mind is indicative of maybe that this guy isn't too bad, but he's replaced. And now, against teams that are meh, what's their record? They beat EDG and they beat RNG again. Okay, so EDG, Leave and Wink, that's not a terrible bot lane. That's probably close to their level. RNG, Wanfeng, and I don't honestly remember. The Team Wii series, they may have played against a bot lane duo with a mid laner. So, that's a thing. Something to note, though, because we're going to summer here. Iwandi finds a team in RNG, but is then let go in like a week for a substitute mid laner to play support. That's how bad Iwandi was for the team, that they said, screw it, you're gone. And RNG are a disaster. They have Juice in top lane. They have Geju in the jungle. And it's just like, okay, what's this? They're done. So that's the thing. So EDG and RNG, 2 wins. Now the losses, that's the troubling part. People are going to be like, Thunder Talk, OMG, Ultra Prime, Rare Atom, IG, all these teams suck. Why are they losing to these teams? What happened to them? Well, let's see. Thunder Talk. Oh, they lost to them in spring. So nothing's changed there. OMG. Well, they beat them in the playoffs, but they also lost to them, so it's pretty even, I'd say. This is best 2 out of 3, and they had lost to them already, so it's feasible. Ultra Prime, Stay did beat them. Rare Atom, Prince lost to them. And IG, Stay beat IG. So, Stay beat IG and Rare Atom, and actually OMG. 3 of these teams that they lost to. Prince actually did not beat these teams. Yes, he beat better teams, one could argue. OMG actually doing better than Anyone's Legend in spring. But either way, a lot of this is overlap here. This has already happened. So what happened to them? What's the deal here? I believe it's the coaching change. So Chang Zi joined the team in placements, and you can't really blame him for this necessarily. But roster changes, somebody has to be blamed, coach or GM, and coach is just easier to obtain on Leaguepedia to figure out who's who. So Chang Zi, or Chang'e, was the coach for Thunder Talk prior to joining Team Wii. He went 6-10. Thunder Talk have not done much better since he left, so I wouldn't blame him for that necessarily. But the year prior, he was with FPX and did not have better results. So over his career as a coach in 3 splits before this, he went 16-32. That is nowhere near the level of a world champion head coach. JDG, yes, they have hit some stumbles in summer, don't get me wrong, but they are going to be a playoff team and be in contention to go to Worlds and probably should be in the conversation to win the whole damn thing because they have players capable of doing that. Whereas with Team Wii, he probably was doing the best he could with this. Because if we look at it, the players that joined the team were not really in good positions prior to joining, except like Fofo. Fofo was playing very well. But the others, not so much. Not so much. So, what happened to this team? A coaching change. Impatience. Like, they should have stuck with Stay, and maybe Warhorse leaving, I mean, that caused it. And then Chingy wanted LP, which I don't really understand because LP didn't play with him with Thunder Talk or FPX, so I don't know why he did that, and Mark didn't either. But they made that decision anyways. So, I mean, it's not good. Like, saying like one of these players got screwed, in my opinion, Stay is the only one that you could argue really got screwed here. He's the only one that in a version of this team actually came away with a positive win rate. And yes, we can look at the schedule and say, well, that's why. But his losses are justified, in my opinion. Team, we are not better than those 4 teams. So, this was an interesting video. Just trying to dispel some narratives. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, like it. Subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter. Join the Discord. Become a YouTube supporter. And hope to see you again tomorrow.